Acting. All right, cool. All right, so in three, two, one. Welcome everybody to the first episode of the Providence Lucha Talk. I'm your boy Jay Aguilar, and with me I got my co-host.
Luisito?
What's up? And we're just two big wrestling fans from the mainstream to the locals, and we just want to, talk that smack and see, how far we could go with this. You know what I'm saying? It's a special
Yeah.
project that we're doing today, and I'm really excited. Are you excited, Lucito?
Yeah, I'm excited. There's been a while in the making, so let's see how hopefully everybody joins us and hopefully subscribes and make this big for
Hell,
Providence and for us.
hell, hell yeah, man. I believe so too.
Yeah.
So let's go straight to it, all right? Let's talk
All
about
right.
that mainstream show, right? Let's talk about that Money in the Bank pay per view. Now, to me, and Lucito, we had a quick talk about it, and this right here made a big impact in the wrestling community. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about a few key matches, all right?
All
Uh,
right.
First one, Money in the Bank matches for the women, right? We had
Yeah.
Bailey, we had Ember Moon, we had Natalia, we had Carmella, two-time Money in the Bank winner. We had who
We have
else?
Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose.
Mm, La
We had the
Linda.
last stage substitution for Nikki Cross.
Yes,
So
I was
that
really
we
excited
had
for that.
basically and we forgot Naomi, the glow. So she
She had that
she dressed
bumblebee.
up. Yeah, she
Yeah,
tried to do like a little like Justice League type of thing. It was kind of cool, but a little different. So
fact.
yeah,
And what was great about this, it was just that it was simple but very impacting. You know what I'm saying? Carmella got hurt.
yeah. Do you
Um,
think that was like for real? For real, she got her, or was she
nah,
what she was it a work? Because I think
nah.
that's why they're trying to work it similar to what happened for I don't know if you remember for WrestleMania.
Word.
So when she got attacked by Miss Nia Jax, so maybe they're trying to like bring that back as like an injury and have her like win instead. So it should
Uh,
be
I mean, it's a possibility, but I think that was just all planned out from the start, from the
yeah,
jump. The way how she came back to confront, I think it was either Ember Moon or Nikki Cross. I forgot.
yeah.
When they were trying to
I
attempt to
think no,
club.
I think it was probably Mandy Rose because they were fighting and Mandy Rose's friend helped her out. She basically like picked her up and brought her back
That
to the
was a
ring.
highlight.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah.
highlight right there. Yo, Sonya Deville,
She should have
Chacho.
won it. She should have
Oh,
won. Imagine she like took it, then gave it to Mandy. That would have been crazy.
I mean, like that's
That would have
that's
been
how
crazy.
Carmella won her two-time Money in the Bank matches. So definitely, it
Yeah,
makes a whole lot of sense.
yeah,
But our sweetheart, the hugger, came out with the W,
yeah.
and she did something pretty awesome. Something that Dean Ambrose and many have done in the past. She cashed in that briefcase during the women's match. Now, with this women match, it was Becky Lynch versus what's her name again? Becky Lynch, the girl from the Southern
She's
Ladies.
from NXT. Yeah, Southern Belle. Oh my God, she's so new. What's her name? What's her name? Lacey Evans. Yeah,
Lexi
she came
Evans.
in. She came in like with the gun with like spraying dollar bills. I'm like, really? Money in the bank? All right, cool. So
Stop,
yeah,
yo! It's her first match, and she had to make it memorable. So I respect
yeah,
that. You know what I'm saying? But Becky Lynch definitely put in the work. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that she was able to keep the Raw Championship
yeah,
belt, which she deserved, of course, because now she's going to be focused with Raw and build that show
yeah.
up. You know what I'm saying?
I was hoping, I was hoping they would have WWE would have swapped the matches. They would have done Charlotte first,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
Baker tired like win that one, then have Lacey Evans win in Raw, like win the Raw title, then switch it out. So at least Lacey Evans would have had kind of she would have won because she was tired rather than have her lose, even though that doesn't affect her too much in her character build, but that would have affected her more if she would have won the title. Then Bailey would have beat her. Then that would have been a good rivalry for the Raw title. Then she
I,
then Becky Lynch would have stayed in SmackDown with the Queen in SmackDown. So that should have been. But either way, how it came out fine. I was happy with that.
I mean, like
How everything came out, but
we got to also appreciate that, Charlotte Flair being the character that she is, she immediately wanted that following match for the
nah,
SmackDown Championship,
yeah,
and again, Becky, her persona being the man, didn't say no to the
yeah,
challenge and just went
she
she
should have.
went she went hand. Now
Yeah,
Charlotte did won
yeah,
the belt. Charlotte did
yeah,
beat Becky and became the first ever 9-time women's champion, which is a great, kudos to her. But
yeah.
Bailey though, she took that opportunity and she cashed in that contract, making her the first ever Grand
Grand
Slam
Slam. Yeah.
women champion. How do you feel about that, man? I think she deserved it.
It's. I'm glad there's like. I think she's the first one to win it, and I'm glad she won it because it started all the way back from NXT. So they basically like build her up, and she's like like a person from within the system that to make it all the way through the title and win basically all four titles. So that's very impressive for somebody that joined the company and be able to accomplish so much in so little time because she hasn't been so long, probably maybe like 5 6 years in the company. So that's a good accomplishment for her.
Definitely, and we also got to give props. So Charlotte's the first 9-time, right?
Yeah,
Becky is the first,
2 time.
for, yeah,
Well, not
two
2 time.
belt
Well, dual champion.
dual
Yeah,
champion
Becky
for
two
the
belts.
women, and then Bailey is the first Grand Slam. So that means Sasha is just with the first, tag team champion. You know what I'm saying? Like we
For
have not.
now.
I mean, like, hey, we have not seen her in a while. In
Yeah,
rumor is it that her contract could be expiring, where she can go either leave WWE or stay with the company. Where do you
yeah.
think the direction in her mind is going with that?
Seeing the landscape how it is in wrestling, I feel like she should stay now that everybody kind of like both females from SmackDown and Raw has evened out. So it's an even playing field basically. So I feel like she could come back and maybe come back as all the way as kind of like a heel and take wreak
Ooh.
havoc and cause chaos amongst the women's titles. So maybe she could be like a mercenary, like kind of like similar to like Brock Lesnar, but with more talent and more charisma.
Okay, I mean, like, she definitely is able to wrestle. I mean, she's not much of a technical wrestler, but, she does have that persona to be able
Yeah.
to talk on the mic. And, because
Hmm.
she's a little bit lightweight, she's not that impacting in the ring. But I
Yeah.
can definitely see her staying as a heel. That's not a bad direction.
Yeah.
Because the whole
Yeah.
storyline, I'm thinking, is for the four horsemen versus the four horsemen. You know what I'm saying? It would be nice to
Yeah.
see
And
that.
but I think that's gonna take a while. So I think they might keep Sasha on the shelf for now, or they might just give her like easy matches because the force basically the um four horsemen are waiting for the other people from NXT. And I
Hmm.
feel I've been watching for a while. They need a little bit more refinement in their wrestling, so they it might take them a little bit more. Because I know Ronda Rousey's fine wrestling. Then you have the
She's
NXT
trying to have a
Women's
kid.
woman. Yeah, but I don't know how that's gonna be because the other two part of their group, their faction, they are more like a henchman rather than like real wrestlers. So I think
Facts.
I might give them a couple of maybe a year or two for them to get refined.
I see. So how about the idea of this, right? Sasha Banks leaves WWE, right?
Yeah.
she signed up a contract, let's say with NWJP, right? No,
Yeah.
NJ,
New Japan.
yeah, new
NJPW, I think. New Japan
NJP.
Professional Wrestling. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. She joined that organization for 2 years. Ronda has her kid, whatever. Don't you? I think that give enough time for the other two
Yeah.
girls, you know what I'm saying, to be able to
Yeah.
work their character and be able to make it to the main roster to tell that story
Yeah.
before Charlotte becomes very older. You know what I'm saying? Because she's the oldest out of everybody.
Yeah.
So if they
True.
don't, if they don't hurry up and build this story, like this has been something that's been going on since like for 2 years. If they don't do anything with this, this is it's gonna be a what if type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And we do, and
Yeah.
I feel like we should not be waiting for that at all.
Well, we also this could be held for a while and kind of have people wanting basically more because I think the build up might be better than the match. So I think the build up of them for at least throughout they should basically give previews or have one of them kind of interrupt or like kind of show up throughout like main matches throughout
I
let's say
like
when this
that.
fact imagine this doesn't take place I don't know 5 years from now. So throughout the 5 years,
Mm.
you have like I don't know Ronda Rousey in the crowd, or you have she's not with WWE she might be in the crowd or something, or like oh they have something, so they have
Mm.
like a build up similar to what's gonna happen soon with the Super Showdown with Berg and Undertaker. That hasn't happened for like 25 years, and it's gonna happen. So
I mean,
you never
like,
know.
but again, if you say in 5 years, right? We're saying Charlotte
Yeah,
is going to be in her early 40s. Then we have
yeah,
Becky being in her early 30,
yeah.
as well as Bailey, as well as Sasha, because they're the
Mm-hmm.
youngest. Ronda would definitely be in her mid 30s, and the other
Third, yeah,
three, yeah, the other ones are also going to
should be like
be
in the 30s too.
it.
Yeah,
So they might be still in their prime, but Charlotte may not be as effective, and she is the showstopper. You know what I'm saying? She
yeah,
does
but
those
she's
crazy.
genetically better than all of them. She's a flair.
Ooh,
So,
okay. I hear you on
so,
that, boy. I hear you. I hear you. So
so,
that's some great rabbit hole thinking right there.
yeah.
Another match that was really a showstopper too for us was definitely the I'm gonna say the Universal match. I believe it was Seth Rollins
Mm-hmm.
versus what's his name again?
Seth Rollins. Oh my God.
Yep, this is live too, guys. So don't mind us. It was Seth
Yeah,
Rollins
that's how
versus
memorable was.
I mean,
It
his
was.
match was great because it did tell a lot of story for it to build. He was working with AJ Styles. Oh my God,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
too funny right
They,
there.
yeah,
That's
yeah. Because
funny.
you see, like they blended. I think the Kofi Kingston one was better than the other one. So
I mean, it was. I mean, but they were the
yeah,
two technical fighters, and the only reason it took a
yeah.
while
But
for us.
it, it's basically this match has been brewing for years. Because basically, while Seth was in the Indies, AJ Styles was Impact Wrestling and been wrestling basically kind of on TV, making a name for himself for years.
Years.
So it's kind of similar how the AJ Styles and Randy Orton match. It was good, but it was like not lackluster, but it was just like it felt like another match. Like they
Mm.
had some some finishers, some good finishers and stuff, and like how he did the AJ, the Clash of Style. Yeah, his finisher, the Styles of Clash, and a couple of 450s and stuff. But it was more technical, like you said, rather than more like showstopper. Because I feel like the Kofi Kingston one was a little bit more like showstopper because they had like more story behind it rather than just like two people put them together. Let's wrestle
I feel you.
for the title.
I say it was to me. Seth Rollins and AJ Styles was a showstopper because one, it was for the belt with the storyline that they had in Raw. Then you do
Yeah,
have their two best options right now to be able to build up a story because this story is just starting. You know what I'm saying? I know they feel
true.
like it started cold, but sometimes you just gotta mix two things and see how much they can go far. So I don't think this
Yeah,
is the last time we're going to see this type of match. But then I do agree with you that, Kofi Kingston versus Kevin Owens,
Kevin Owens. Yeah.
a good transition right there. Their match was, it was very heart feeling. People were
Hmm.
definitely invested. I felt like it was a little bit too rushed in a sense because I felt like they could have done more. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Owens is one of the few guys that weigh more than 250 pounds and could do a frog splash and be able to do like crazy
True.
flips. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He put his body on the line, and not a lot of people give him
Yeah.
that type of respect.
Yeah. And then I think he took two SOSs too, and
Yo,
Trouble
facts.
in Paradise. So like it took him a while to like get him out, but I wish I would have preferred. I think after watching and stuff, it was a really great match. I would probably give it like a 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. But I feel like
Fair.
if it would have ended on DQ
Ooh.
or something more like not a hardcore match, but like a Kevin Owens finish.
Mm-hmm.
So like a power bomb on the outside, and
Which he did
Kofi would have
too.
been. Yeah, but he brought him back in. But I feel like just injure him
Oh.
and kind of like have it like a rematch because it'll be finished in DQ, and you could also do another match afterwards, kind of build up for it.
Okay. Okay. I could definitely see
Yeah,
that. But
yeah,
we know that with the WWE Championship, it's taking a whole different direction with
yeah,
Dolph Ziggler. You know what I'm saying? Him interfere in the match like that and seeing that, Kofi was waiting for the winner of the Money in the Bank, which we're going to talk shortly.
yeah, yeah.
It was a definitely good surprise for him to return like that. So it's very interesting. But before we talk about the winner of the men's Money in the Bank, Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio.
That
Uh,
that was a travesty. Like
that was
that
botched. That was
that
terrible.
was well. It wasn't. It had they did the same finish. It just was basically 5 minutes too short. So Dominic was supposed to be. I think Dominic was supposed to either help Ray or distract Samoa.
That's
Then
true.
Samoa Joe was supposed to like choke out Dominic or something. Because I
Hmm.
think Dominic might wrestle because they've been in the works for a while that Ray's been training his kid to
Hmm.
wrestle, and his kid is big. Like I've taken a picture, but they're Mysterio, and I'm short. I'm like 5'4", and I'm tall, and I'm taller than him. So his son is probably like
The
six. Yeah. So his son is about like 6 foot tall. So he fits kind of like the luchador, but the American style luchador. So I
Yep.
feel like they could make him into like a more like a Alberto Del Rio, but with like moveset from Rey Mysterio. So
I mean,
that
like, to me, like, every wrestler should go through the performance center. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna bring
well
in,
if well I think if you're fat like if not royalty, but if you're like descendants from people that wrestle, you should be able
Charlotte
to get a.
Flair is royalty, and she went through the same program.
Yeah, but before she went through that, because I feel like she was not prepared to be in the main roster before she went through NXT.
And I
I
don't think
think
Rey Mysterio's son is ready for this because this is
have you they've been I've seen videos and I've seen they've been not like practicing, but they've been training in Mexico, and I feel
word.
like Ray has more basically like luchador experience because I feel Charlotte Flair basically his dad is Ric Flair. Okay, cool. Ric Flair is more of a talker rather than a wrestler,
Mm-hmm.
so that's why
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Charlotte Flair gets all the talking from him. But I feel like Ray could show his kid basically the wrestling aspect that he could develop into a talker afterwards.
Well, one of the ring announcer in WWE, his name is freaking. He used to be a tag team wrestler.
Okay.
Uh, I forgot his name, but he's married to Eddie Guerrero's daughter. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
the guy that was
He was working
with Rusev.
with
Rusev.
Rusev. Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh,
Aiden
something.
English.
Aiden English. There you go. Aiden
Yeah.
English is married by in royalty.
Yeah.
Being Guerrero's daughter, and he also went through the program. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
it's not.
it's
I feel like it's not through how you call it. It's not.
it's
That's
like
you're basically you're marrying into it. You're not being born in it.
but
Because if you
think
think,
about
for example,
this.
Andrade, he was born into it, and he got kind of like a fast pass through NXT, and he's
Well,
through royalty.
but no. But Andrade and other wrestlers like Seth Rollins,
Yeah,
Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Big E, they all went through the Performance Center first
true.
before
Yeah,
making the. So it's like if this kid actually jumped that line, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just gonna be like a big
yeah,
slap in the face for a lot of people who put hard work. You know what I'm
but
saying?
yeah, we
So
yeah we probably have to see what also like what the contract of Ray had in
okay,
it to plan to come back. Maybe that was one of his kind of like cherry on top of his contract. Oh, maybe my son gets more TV, like kind of like a fast pass, at least through. Maybe he maybe goes through the performance center through training, but doesn't have to go do NXT. Then go straight to the main, TV show.
okay. I mean, if the kid I don't know. Like again, if the kid would put already work in the performance centers for at least 6 months and then was
Yeah,
introduced to the main roster, I'm okay with that. I've seen it happen
true.
before. That's cool. But if we're talking
Yeah,
about someone to go from nowhere and then be put into the main roster, it's a big slap for a lot of
yeah.
people. Which again,
But we all
go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No.
Wait, well, you also have to take consideration who Ray is in a program with. So you
Mm-hmm.
have Samoa Joe, which he could work the kid up as a heel and basically kind of beat him up, but he's also teaching him. So he could be a teacher while being in a program with both of them. So he's probably in the best like situation for him to be on TV, kind of.
To get some spotlight, yes, but I'm hoping that he does go
Yeah,
through the process. You know what I'm saying? Because it would be weird if Triple H
yeah,
daughters, right? His daughter decided to be like, I'm gonna be a
yeah.
wrestler and I'm going straight to Raw. No, it doesn't work like that. Your father could
True.
definitely be like, managing NXT, but doesn't give you full rights just because your grandfather owned the company. That you're gonna be like, nah,
Yeah,
it doesn't work like that. But
but but
the
that
story
but that
kind of
happens
goes
with
together.
McMahon. You have the yeah, true. Yeah, we'll see what happens either today or tomorrow. We'll
I
see what
mean,
happens
like
with the Ray line.
one thing we're hoping for is that what they're gonna do with that USA Championship because again, because Joe's arms, his shoulders were down. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't yeah.
Wasn't down. It means
That's kind of like
he
the same thing
is
about Rousey.
exactly. He should have still
So
stayed champion, and sadly the
so
ref
you're telling
call
me
was
so you're
not
telling me
reversed.
Rousey should still be champion?
Um, should
Yeah.
Ra- I mean, like for one thing is that with Rousey, she already did her part of the contract. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But with Samoa
True.
Joe, you don't want to lose a beast like him
Man.
to the all elite wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Or send him
Yeah.
back to
True.
Japan. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
want to make him happy. Doing this brings drama, which bring fan base. Cool,
Yeah.
but then again, how unfair they're going to be with him because they didn't reverse that call. You know what I'm saying? So something
True.
has to be justified for this. Even Rey Mysterio saw that. Yo, this
Yeah.
like, if you saw Rey Mysterio face, you'll see that he was like, yo, this is too early. This shouldn't happen. Why things are happening now? And to me, it's like, yo, they were not ready for that. They were not
Yeah.
ready for
At
the
least
outcome.
we're gonna have the resolution of that today and SmackDown. So we'll see what's gonna happen today for that United States title.
Definitely. Now, one thing you mentioned, which was pretty cool, is that the Cruiserweight Championship during the Money in the Bank was
Yeah.
part of the main roster, main card, than being one of the pre-show. I think they
Yeah.
definitely deserve that because 205 needs that hype up. They need more of a push because they're
Yeah.
being overshadowed by NXT UK, NXT
It is.
US. SmackDown and Raw, especially, like the show is definitely the bottom of
Yeah.
the list, and I don't know what else they
They
could do to
should
make it better.
they should use that tag team as how they did it back in the day during the Attitude Era as part of the main show rather than having their own show basically after dark at the network. So you
Mm,
see the people storyline because when you see it live, like and like basically if you go to a show and see it, you sometimes if you're not a big follower of 205, you don't know who's who and why,
mm-hmm.
who's attacking who, who's the heel, who's the face. So at least if they integrate the 205 wrestlers into the main event, it could be SmackDown, Raw, even NXT. People become well versed and known of those wrestlers, and they might have even a bigger push up the card rather than in the beginning of the any pay per view that they have.
And that's all complete facts right there, my friend. I definitely agree
Yeah,
with that. And then let's quickly talk about the winner of the Money of the Bank. So we had Finn Balor, we had Ali, we had
Andrade,
Andrade, we had Drew McIntyre, we had
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton and Baron Corbin
Yeah,
as I'm missing two people. No, Sami Zayn
no,
was out.
yeah, he was out. He was upside down. I think today they will.
Reveal who was the attacker.
Hopefully, I don't think so, but I think they should reveal who it is. And I
It's
think it would
Brock.
have been funny if no.
It's Brock.
I think Braun probably did it, or then Brock walked by and looked at him. Like they should show CCTV of him walking by and like laughing and walking by. Then just go into Vince or Triple H and be like, "Hey, your one of your guys is out. I'm in." And
No. Triple H was not playing with that stuff. I
yeah,
hate that. But
uh,
that match right there. Oh, Ricochet, my boy
yeah.
Ricochet. I cannot forget him.
Do you prefer him as talking of Ricochet? Do you prefer him as Ricochet or Prince Puma?
Let's go with Ricochet because it sounds more special. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
the boy could fly. He could just like jump
yeah,
from post to post with no
yeah.
hesitation. Like
They should. I feel like his intro can be better. Like
keep it simple.
I don't know. It's too simple for him. I feel like
So
he should pop up like Rey Mysterio did back in the 2000s, like from the floor or something, or like maybe come down or something. I don't know. Like if you telling me that some guy could fly around, why doesn't he fly around as soon as he
because
comes in?
the
You know what I'm saying?
money is the money. They don't want to invest on fireworks. They don't want to invest on like launches
Yeah.
anymore. That's why Homeboy stopped doing those flip when he did his entrance. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you
Like
think about it. They have what is it? Not Bob. I guess be Bobby Roode, whatever. He had the little turntable. They could do something like that
ah,
for Ricochet. You know?
it's no longer Bobby, my friend. His name is
Yeah.
Robert. Robert
Yeah. Robert
Rose.
Roode.
Pendejo. That's what it should be called.
uh,
But these guys put their body on the line. I'm
oh,
so
and we
glad.
forgot about one contestant too. We forgot about Finn Balor as
No,
well.
no, I mentioned him. He was the first one
Oh,
because he
oh,
was
my
the
bad.
IC champion. No, 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 that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah,
We're live, so
yeah,
he was
yeah,
first because he was the IC champion. But like again, these guys put their body on the line. Especially Finn Balor, especially
yeah.
Ali, especially Ricochet. Yo.
And also the cameramans too. I don't know if you've seen it when Brock Lesnar came through and like a
hmm
bull and a china shop just
He,
like pushed two or three
oh my
chairs and
God,
yeah.
he
Hopefully the
tackled
insurance
him.
is covered. Yeah, it's crazy.
Vince got the
I feel like
money.
Ali should have like he took way too, like let's say it takes about 10 seconds to go from the entrance to the like can't you hurry up and unlock the briefcase and run away? Like he just stare at him like I know Brock Lesnar's menacing, but it's just like dude, come on. Like
Dude, it was all about building up a story. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? It was just
yeah,
storytelling, momentum build up. But like you just mentioned, Brock Lesnar being the eighth person into this match and winning it,
yeah.
it's disgusting. It was a joke. Like
It, I
the
feel like it
two
was I hated it when I watched it. I was very disappointed. But now thinking about it, the monster, the beast with the briefcase, like the Beast in the Bank, like and now I feel like everybody is on alert. All the champions are on alert because you have this Beast waiting on any day. He could be tired. He could take over any day. So
Look. If we're talking about two guys who's less than 200 pounds, assuming, right?
yeah,
Maybe
true.
like
Yeah, two.
225,
Let's say 210. Yeah,
like 210, 225, right?
yeah.
And Brock Lesnar being 250. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's like completely unfair. This is not the Attitude Era. You know what I'm saying? This is not a
But I feel
Goliath
like
versus David. Should be like Ali or Randy. You know, someone that's more understanding
yeah.
now than Brock Lesnar. To me, that was
But you think
stupid to
about it.
renew his
Brock
contract.
Lesnar never got hit with the trouble in paradise, so you don't know how he's gonna. Is that gonna knock him out? Because it
No,
took three. It took him three. What is it? The stomp took him three. Well, it took him
a low
a low
blow.
blow, but it took
Three.
him three stomps to
Mm-hmm.
defeat him. So, well, it could be three, maybe three troubles in paradise that he could leave.
No,
You never know.
the only way either Seth or Rollins win or keep their belt is for Kofi, Big E, and Xavier Wood be in the lookout, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
interfere during the match so that way
yeah,
it's a DQ and he win by DQ. And Seth Rollins, he needs like the shield. Like there's no way
yeah,
this man is going to be able to protect himself once he's injured or once he's tired from a match, and then be able to defend his belt again against Brock
yeah.
Lesnar. Hell no. And
And
if they botch
I don't
this
think
like
the
they did
wild
it with
card.
that Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar match,
Yeah,
when
that was just
yo, if they pull that stunt again, that will be like
yeah,
that's gonna bring like downwards to their
yeah.
viewing. It's terrible. It's terrible storytelling.
But I think there's also other people that I don't know if you thought about it, but there's other people that could take not beat him, but I feel like if it's a triple threat or some type of stipulation, other people can manage Brock Lesnar because you forget about McIntyre.
No, I haven't because
You're for, you're
McIntyre is
forgetting
not on
about
SmackDown
Bobby
now.
Lashley,
Bobby
but
Lashley
Bobby Lashley.
doesn't give a damn.
You know what I'm saying? But you just imagine Bobby Lashley, quote unquote, kind of. Well, he was a title holder for I think it was the Bellator or some MMA fight. Then you have Brock Lesnar, also an MMA fighter. Then they made it look like an MMA fight, sort of.
Mm-mm.
That
Not
could
gonna
be
happen.
something. 'Cause-
Not gonna happen.
so
I see where you're going with like
yeah,
if Brock does win the championship, who would be an ideal competitor for him? But let's forget about Brock. You know what I'm saying? Brock
yeah,
did his work. He should stay retired. The WWE, what they need is current prime
yeah,
wrestler, prime focus, and that's what we saw last week. It's last week, you know, the
hmm
two championship in the belt with Brock Lesnar and the Beast of the Bank, blah blah blah. That promotion is
right,
not gonna, it's not tickling nobody. Nobody give a damn about that. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? We're more entertained with Elias versus Roman Reigns than
yeah.
freaking.
They need to stop doing that. Like
You know,
anything, anything that has to do with Elias, Shake McMahon, or Roman Reigns, they need to cut it. Like
but that
they're
is more entertaining than Brock Lesnar to me, because Brock Lesnar is not a hard
sure,
worker. You know what I'm saying? It's just
yeah,
it's abusing, it's an unfair. They have to bring Adam Cole to the market. You know what I'm saying? They have to bring
yeah.
these NXT characters into the show
I feel
to help it
I
out.
feel that I feel everybody from NXT is not. I'm gonna say not big enough, but it's not big enough. I'm not trying to stereotype like main roster, but they're not big enough for for let's say I don't think Adam Cole could win the Universal title.
Against Seth Rollins?
I feel
Hell
no,
yeah.
I don't think so
That'll be a
because
hell
you
of a
have
show.
people. It would, but Seth Rollins will destroy him. Like, and
I,
he's basically. I think Adam Cole is like a mini Shawn Michaels. If you think about it, like he doesn't have that many power moves. AJ Styles better than Adam Cole.
but
So there's
Adam Cole
other
is
people that
taller
are
than
more.
Shawn Michaels,
Yeah, but still have the same move that like similar move set. Like
but he make it
he
pretty.
needs one more power move. Yeah, true. It'd be entertaining, but I don't think he'll ever get the universal.
Because like
He could
remember
get
that
the regular.
Like, remember that match between him and Ricochet for the North American Championship, and Ricochet went for the, I think it was a
Yeah,
flip, and Adam Cole, I don't know
yeah,
how, but he timed it perfectly. The man
hmm
brings like awe. You know what I'm saying? He makes people
yeah,
drop their jaws and be like, "Yo, he's a performer." You know what I'm saying? He no,
yeah.
we're not even gonna call him performers because like after listening to the Jr. interview with Bubba Ray,
hmm
we should be calling them
The entertainers,
athletes. They're athletes.
athletes, entertainers.
I rather to call them
Yeah.
athletes than performers because for
hmm
performers that like it kind of like make them soft in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
everything is good, everything is wonderful, da 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 da. And I feel like they should be called more athlete than performers. But Adam
hmm
Cole is a hell of an athlete, as well as Johnny Gungano.
Gargano. Yeah.
Yep, as
I'm waiting for
any
Jonathan
member
Gano's
of
friend to come
Undisputed.
back.
Whew. Who?
I think the other guy, not Bobby Fish, not the other guy. What is his name? He's one half of the tag team. Well, what used to be, but undisputed. Not Bobby Fish, not Adam Cole. The other one, the tall one.
Um, I think I know who you're talking about too. You're
We'll
referring
get back to that one.
Kyle
Yeah, but
O'Reilly
I think he's. Oh yeah, Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah, there you go.
or
I feel like
or
you need a whole
Roderick
faction
Strong.
for
Any
him.
of those two would definitely be good against
Yeah,
Kofi Kingston or
yeah,
Seth Rollins if they were in the roster today.
no,
If they were in the
yeah.
roster. So,
But they're gonna bring him back soon. But that's another day, another subject.
another day, another subject. But competing with Money in the Bank, AEW, All Elite Wrestling, released their first pay per view. All right, and
Yep.
now this is something that is fresh. It has a foundation. It doesn't have a
hmm
lot of fan base, but what a show!
It
What
was.
a show! Like they started like with nothing. You know what I'm saying? They picked up some
Yeah.
people. They picked up
Yep.
JR. They picked up freaking
Chris
Ty,
Jericho.
Chris
Basically, they bring everybody
Kevin.
from New Japan over, basically from All Elite to band up together to form this great company that
They
hopefully
had to
stays here
though.
forever. Yeah.
They had to though because like with the Young Bucks, the Luchas Bros, the
Yeah.
Kenny Omega, Cody, Dustin Rose, JR on the mic, except ¿cómo se llama? The other commentators start with the letter E. It's like a sword, Executor, something like that.
Excalibur. Excalibur.
Excalibur, yes, thank you. Excalibur being
And
part of the,
he's pretty old. Like he's been there for a while. Like
but he does a hell of
he's
a
probably been
job.
doing it for like 15 years. Yeah, he's pretty
Does
good.
a hell of a
And
job.
they also partner. They were able to, at least luckily enough, they were able to partner with I think the son of the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So at least in the future they'll have a venue if they have like something similar to WrestleMania. They'll have a venue that they could he could be profitable as the owner, and also they have a location that they could do something like either like a training facility or something big for them in the future.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
And with this being said, like yo, one thing, this pay per view as a startup, yo,
yeah. It's
definitely
probably one of the
got
best ones.
a 9 out of 10 in my book. Four
Yeah,
4.5 out of 5 in my book.
yeah.
Because like again, you had okay, so first match was SCU versus the Strong Heart,
This.
right?
Yep. From
Has
Japan.
from Japan, right?
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
That's a good opening card right there. Boom.
Yep. And you have three basically in the American side and the SU. You have basically one of the best trios there is in any promotion. So you have Christopher Daniels who's been doing it for almost 20 years. Then you have
Facts.
Frankie Kazarian, which them two been basically they were rivals at first. Then they became partners. Then they added Scorpio Sky, which is basically like high flyer. So they have
Mm-hmm.
one of everything. So you have the tactician as Kazarian. You have the flyer Scorpio Sky. Then you have the basically the mind behind everything through Christopher Daniels. So their grouping, it's pretty strong. The SCU, and they have a good following too. If you heard the crowd and during the pay-per-view.
Dude, and especially on social media, people was responding to that tremendously, tremendously.
Yeah,
Also, we have to take in consideration they had DBM, Dr. Britt Baker versus
yeah,
Nala Rose versus Awesome Khan versus
yeah,
Kaylee Ray.
yeah.
Wow, yo,
I was
the
hoping that that Cody's wife was gonna jump in it because she was like, "I have
nah.
somebody amazing. I have somebody awesome." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, awesome. Hopefully it's not the Miz." Then I was like, oh, "Okay." Then you saw the awesome Kong. She looks good after she's been out of TV for a while. Then I know she had
A
the kid.
long
That's why she couldn't
time.
be in. Yeah, she couldn't be on TV. She was a little bit in Smack. I think it was either SmackDown or Raw before
Let
they
over.
turned the Divas title, the one with the butterfly, to the main title. Um, she wrestled a couple of times. Then she had a baby. Then she was out of for a while. But she, for her age and stuff, she still looks good, and she could still wrestle and perform.
She was, she was definitely flexible and be able to do what
Yeah,
she needed to do. And that match right there, it was a great match. I like it how
yeah,
it was like Fatal Four, and
mm,
I believe it was it was Dr. Britt Baker that took the W because she did a
yeah.
hell of a
And
kick.
her finisher was a little crazy. Like I don't know, she did something similar. I don't know if you know Elias's finisher, the drift away. She did
Mm-hmm.
something like that, like a fish. I think it's fisherman carry with a turn. She did that. Then she did. She finished the soup basically like a suplex into a neck breaker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's really good finishers for people that are independent. Like they don't get that much like I guess promotion and stuff. But they're those female wrestlers in the indies. I feel like they're really good performers and they have really good finishers.
No, no, facts for that too. We also got to take in consideration. Follow to that match was best friends Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta versus Angelico and Jack Evans. That was not much of a a top show. It was a filler, but they gave us some good entertainment
Yeah,
with that. Sadly, with these new industry that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like AEW. There's a lot of ring rust. You know what I'm saying? Because people are new. People don't know
yeah,
what's going on. But the talent is there. You know what I'm saying? And I like that.
yeah,
I like that a lot.
yeah. And that
Mm-hmm.
and they have good wrestling, and most of them I've noticed most of the people that perform there and will perform there as people get signed through AEW, they're gonna be more tacticians rather than big monsters, which we're gonna make the
Mm,
stories better and more basically aesthetically like appealing for people that either are gonna be introduced to AEW in the beginning now as
mm-hmm,
it just begun, or people that have been following it like us over. I follow her since I was I don't know 5 or 6, so for the past
mm-hmm.
25 years. So I've seen the different styles of wrestling and that what they showed AEW is more like technical and more appealing, more suited to the eyebrow than just two big guys wrestling with each other.
Facts. Facts right there.
Yeah,
And then we had a 6 women 3-on-3 tag team match. I'm definitely gonna butcher their name for real, but
yeah, but
it's just practice.
that,
Hikaru Shida, Riho Abe, and Ryo Mizutami versus Aya Khan, Yuga Shakazuki, and Emi Sakura. I mean, these
yeah,
are some top athletes from Japan, and be able
yeah,
to allow them to perform the way how they did,
yeah,
that was pretty cool. And it was a good show. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They're not, ring flyer like IO, but they definitely be, they're technical wrestler. You know what I'm saying? And I think
yeah.
they did a good
And they
job
were
and be
usually
able to
it's
fill in
funny
that
because
spot.
now and yeah, and it's kind of funny how I don't know if I know it's maybe it's a coincidence or something,
Hmm.
but there was
Hmm.
one the bigger um Asian wrestler was she trying to copy Awesome Kong's like name or something or like you know what I'm saying like was she like the Awesome Kong from Japan or like because I heard the name I was like isn't this copyright or something like you shouldn't be doing this but she did well. There was a lot of
Icon,
my
nah, she
wrestlers.
got
Yeah,
it.
she
um, but it
she's
was
good.
it was a good first 3-on-3 match, and I was really
Yeah,
impressed with the result. I mean, the team Shida, Abe, and Misusami, they did a great job,
yeah.
and hopefully they'll be able to bring more women like Sasha Bank in the near future. I wonder if she's going to go with Sasha Bank or her old name, Mercedes BK, I believe it was, before she joined WWE. That'd be cool.
I I don't. Hopefully Sasha Banks stays in WWE. But I think the way that they have been using this person, and she's a title, like she was a title holder, but due to, I guess, language constrictions, they're not using her well. Asuka, I think she might. I give her a couple of years and she will be in AEW pretty soon.
Nah. First of all, you and I, we went to the SmackDown Live show, okay, and we saw that dark
Yeah,
match together. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And we saw how well Kiara and um, Oscar worked
The
great as
Sky
a tag.
Pirate. Yeah,
Yeah, the what they're
yeah. They were
called,
tacting.
the
They were
Hikaku Warriors.
yeah.
He,
They basically they were tacting partners back in Japan. Her
more
and Io
reason.
Shirai, they were a trio, but I think Asuka wanted, basically she was the star. She is the star of
Of course she
the
is.
trio from Japan. So she basically left first. Then Io Shirai and the Sky Pirate.
Kira
They
Sheen.
became they became partners in NXT. Then they were able to bump up the Sky Pirate and combine her with Asuka. But I feel like
Which
they need a better like voice rather than Page, because I feel they tell people they can speak English. Let's give you Page. Like, no, why don't you give her um, Brock Lesnar's advocate, like Paul Heyman, and that'd be ridiculous. Imagine Paul Heyman as their advocate.
I mean, that'd be cool. That would be cool. However, Paige is, we got to give her respect. You know what I'm saying? She
Yeah,
was the first Diva champion. She was the first NXT Women champion. You know what I'm saying? Oh
yeah.
wait, she was not the first Diva champion. She was the first one to win
No,
both
she was,
NXT and Diva championship.
and yep, and she
Uh,
was the first one to the first female to win right after WrestleMania. She basically was introduced when she was against AJ Lee, and she beat her. Day one
exact.
debut.
You know what I'm saying?
So
So she has. I understand why she's being the Paul Heyman of the crew,
yeah, but
but
I just
I
don't want to happen the same thing that happened to Absolution to them.
oh, but
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only thing I'm hesitant about her being the manager.
I can see the fear, my brother. I can definitely
Yeah,
feel it. I believe Paige learned her lesson with Mandy Rose and with Sonya Deville. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
And I think she's going to be more considerate and be able to be much of a push. Now we have not
yeah.
seen much about the women tag team at this moment, but it's definitely working out for a good future pay per view. I'm not sure if it's more for SummerSlam or maybe
I think it might be
for.
for Evolution. It might
That's
be
a
for
year from
Evolution.
now, though. That's 1 year from now. No.
But no, it's this year. I think it's in October, November.
Oh, what was
Yeah,
February? I feel like
February.
Evolution.
Royal Rumble was February.
No,
Then it
January.
was January. Then February was Fastlane.
Oh, okay.
Then it's WrestleMania. Then right now we have
Evolution to me, I
um
feel like it's like like in late winter type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Not a late
yeah,
fall. You're right.
yeah,
It happened around October
yeah.
last year. Okay, so no,
So they
evolution is too soon. They have to build the story. It cannot be just a
yeah,
dark match. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, true. But they need more tag teams. That's for them to deal with it. But hopefully they don't have Frankenteens and put whomever together. But hopefully they could even do something but like Facebook Live and do the female tag teams through there. So people at
Mm.
least will watch and they could make some money and more advertising through Facebook.
I
How
mean,
they
like,
did the Mix Max challenge.
but think about this, right? You already have Charlotte and Lacey, right? You got
Yeah.
Natalia and Beth. You got
Yep. You
Naomi
have Bailey. You have Bailey and
and
Becky. There could
Naomi.
be two. There could be two-time Becky two belts for tag team. Imagine that. Bailey and Becky.
I was thinking more of Bailey and Naomi or Sasha if she stayed, but women tag teams
Nah.
being tag team
Yeah.
champion, that's not a bad push. I don't
Yeah.
mind that.
True.
But then you're taking two spots away from other opportunities. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Yeah.
that's a little bit too much in that aspect. Because the only time we seen
Yeah.
that was with Stone Cold and Triple H when they
Yeah.
were intercontinental and heavyweight plus the tag team champion, and it was just like, okay, you had
All
everything.
four. Yeah.
It's like it was just too much, but it'd be
Yeah.
nice to see it one time with the women. I agree with you. One time with the
Yeah.
women, definitely ideal.
Because imagine all the t-shirts and merchandise they sold with Becky two belts. Now she's Becky one belt. Um, but imagine her having Becky two belts, but then be like with
It's a
Bailey.
limited edition, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
I mean, it could happen. It could happen. Of
yeah,
course, we have iconic. Of course, we have the Hikaku Warriors, and then you bring
yeah,
girls from the NXT to Evolution as well. You know what I'm saying?
true.
That's gonna
Yeah,
jump off, man. Like the talents are there, they just don't know how to utilize it. And here's
yeah.
another thing too, because we're supposed to continue to talk about NEW, but listen to this: Road Dogg was removed from the creative table of SmackDown Live to be utilized as a
NXT.
for NXT. So that
Yeah,
means they're losing people in the main roster because they don't know how to use their talent. You know what I'm saying?
they
They
should.
don't. They should stop that and just let the story be told as it should. They should stop doing some crazy mix up.
I feel that WWE should like tune in our like podcast and maybe get some ideas. And I guarantee you the ratings gonna go up. So
Well, soon as we improve more of our, the technical aspect of our
yeah,
show, I could definitely see that happening. They definitely take
yeah,
our feedback in consideration.
yeah,
but going back to AEW, right?
yeah.
So the four matches that we just talked about, they were less than 15 minutes long, which was not
Mhm.
bad. Four matches on 15, that's close to an hour. Now look at the
Yeah.
last two final matches, right? The last hour of the show. You had Cody versus Dustin Rhodes. How
True.
emotional that match was.
That was ridiculous. Like, and the intro by itself, just Cody's intro was crazy.
An
I know he
F
was
you
trying
to
to send a
the
message.
organization. Yep.
He was trying to send a message, like something to Triple H. You're not the king of kings anymore. We're here now, and I'll be here for a while.
A
So
big
get used to it.
statement.
And he looked like he looks like a Asian emperor, like the way he was dressed up, like if it was like a sultan or something, or like an emperor with his wife walking down the ring.
No, to me it was more like a recognition that from Japan, from what's the other one that he does to Ring of Honors is like, hey,
Yeah,
this is where I come from, and this is what I'm going to bring to the states. And to me, his entrance had a lot of symbolic, a lot of meaning behind it, especially the
yeah,
smashing of the throne itself. Definitely is like a heads up that hey, we're coming for your spot. And one thing that we know about Vince McMahon too is that when Vince McMahon see that competition is getting hot, he either buries them or buy them out, and hopefully AEW could like be able to sustain that. You know what I'm saying? Be able to
yeah,
endorse what WWE is going to bring at them, so that way they could definitely be like top show.
yeah.
Because I miss
And I feel like
TNA.
they
I
they they won't be able to do too much because they're going to. I think SmackDown's switching over to Fridays now on Fox. So now
facts.
TNT AEW has a TV deal for to TNT. So now they're gonna have the people that are used to basically watching wrestling on Tuesdays. They're gonna be watching AEW. So we'll see how that's gonna affect the ratings for Friday for SmackDown.
Now that you brought that up, isn't it? Do you think that was a coincidence? You know what I'm saying?
I
Because
think it was strategic. They waited because they basically AEW didn't have a TV deal. They were gonna basically since WWE doesn't have a stronghold on UK, they
mhm,
wanted to basically do all their TV stuff in UK because they have I think 3 or 4 channels that UK has that's broadcasted throughout the whole UK, and they'll be free for them, so they pay them basically to have like wrestling shows on the UK. But then they ended up getting partnering with Turner to TNT, and they basically waited for Fox to give the deal to WWE, and they basically took over. They basically are gonna take over Tuesdays instead of SmackDown. So I think it was like it was a play because Cody's pretty smart. He basically his dad was running an independent. I think it was NWA. I think on in the
mhm.
southeastern coast of. So
He was,
he basically
he
was brought
was.
up with the whole thing, so he knows how to kind of play, and he also worked for WWE, so he kind of they kind of predictable by now, so you kind of know what they're gonna do. So you just wait for them, basically just waiting and wait for them, and just take over, like be more strategic because they saw what happened to Impact Wrestling, so they know what not to do, and they've worked through
Facts.
basically they work in Ring of Honor. So basically, Ring of Honor has been for years in TV, but it's more like local TV, so that they don't
It
have like a
is.
big TV deal. And they work for New Japan, so they know how to recruit and keep people by paying them, and they know how to do big shows. So when they everything all their experiences together, they kind of now they have the key to not overthrow WWE, but have something close to or not competition, have an alternative for wrestling instead of WWE.
Fact. So what we're seeing here
Yeah,
is that they definitely played their card right. WWE moving
yeah.
to Fox, both shows I think, right? Is it both shows that's
No,
moving
I
up?
think no, it's just SmackDown.
Just SmackDown
Raw
because
stays.
in USA because
Yeah,
that's definitely their strong. That's their flagship. Like that brings like
yeah,
views to their direction, and TNT is
yeah.
definitely a great pickup for AEW. My
AEW.
worry, yep. So my one worry is just that is how much of a fan base can they pick up? Like who's gonna still be going back to Japan and who's gonna still be, going back to the state, for these shows. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to maintain talent.
I think they might have their I think they might have their contracts might be more flexible than WWE's contract. So I feel like I know most of the wrestlers that we'll discuss today for AEW. They also work for other companies, but I feel they have flexibility and latitude amongst other titles because even for example the Young Bucks and we haven't gotten to them, but a little teaser. Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros.
Woo!
They wrestle for the AAA
Fire.
championship, and that's from Mexico. So they basically AEW is like kind of like a big conglomerate of like different companies into one,
Mhm. Mhm.
which is
Mhm.
better. Basically, collectively, you could take down WWE rather than having just one company. I think.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that with AEW, what you just mentioned, just to piggyback a bit,
Yeah.
because you did mention another showstopper for Double A or Nothing, is that the flexibility may give opportunity as well for other wrestlers to show up on TV. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
see how the fans react to this person versus this person, to be able to build up more of a consistency. Because like again, them leaving Japan, you left a lot of holes open. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
if they don't go back and try to fulfill it, it's gonna be tough. You know what I'm saying? Now the Young Bucks versus the Luchas, bro, man, that match right there, unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? I am so shocked on how they were able to put their body on the line. Again, a little ring rust here and there. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah, there was a
it,
couple of botches, but there was still like
other than
incredible
that,
moves and stuff.
even with the Cody and Dustin Rhodes, there was a Dustin is definitely rusty, but again, he definitely
Yeah, he's
gave.
50.
I know that's
Just
what
think
I'm
about it, he's
saying.
50.
I know, but still,
Like
it was like the way how they were able to build it up with the crossroads after crossroad definitely
Yeah,
build up. You know what I'm saying? In the way how he would still maneuver his
I'm
body.
surprised. I'm surprised Dustin didn't like. I know it's not his persona. He got a new persona now. He's not Gold Dust anymore. But I'm kind of pissed
Finally,
that he didn't do Shattered Dreams or something similar to Shattered Dreams
well,
because he had him
the,
set up.
but the thing is, does he has the rights for it? You know what I'm saying? Is it still
But
under
you could call it
W?
something else.
Not really. I mean, like
You could
even
I don't. You could call it Dream Crusher or I don't know something else rather than because for example the RKO is Randy Orton's move, but it was DDP's move before. You know what I'm saying?
uh, people disagree to agree with that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what
With
I'm saying?
that,
So, but it basically is just a cutter. The Shattered Dreams, I feel like it would have because he did his basically they brought it back to the retro. They did the power
mm-hmm.
bomb, the power slam when they run and just the power slam. They did the basically the drop down, slap in the face, and like how they both roads do. But they could have done something to kind of vintage. They could have done their father's elbow, the bionic elbow. Imagine that crowd would have gone nuts, and some one of them two would have done the elbow.
I, me personally, Dustin, for sure, he should have done that move because again, Shattered Dream, just like the, I don't think Chris Jericho did this to Kenny Omega, but I don't think he was able to do the Wall of Jericho. You know, because that
He
was
did. Well, he did the Lion Tamer, which
he
is
did the
the whole
line.
Jericho with the knee on the back of the head.
Okay, but okay, the Lion Tamer. Okay, that's one thing. Codebreaker, that's
Yeah,
another thing because Codebreaker is definitely used in with any
yeah,
wrestler. You know what I'm
generic
saying?
kind of yeah.
But like Wall of Jericho, I don't think he used that move against Kenny Omega. Did he?
No, I think they probably called it he set it up as both Jericho, but he didn't stay on it too long. They just because basically Chris Jericho does he
That's the thing.
switches. Yeah,
But that's the thing
that's the only
because
thing.
you got to think about like when Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy came back, a lot of the moves that they were trying to do were not yet legally cleared for them to be
Yeah,
able to do it on WWE. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
true.
some moves that Dustin have, some move that Chris Jericho, and the surprise guest that we're gonna mention later on, they it was not called what it was called. They have to, that's why he
Yeah.
came up with the Judas effect, for an example. But
That was the worst move ever. Like that
it
is
was
the
his best
worst.
option. He's 48 years
I don't know.
old. He's
Well, like a
48.
spinning elbow, and Omega didn't even sell it. Like they just, oh, okay, I'm down. 1, 2, 3. Like no,
I mean,
you can't. it,
remember,
it,
Jericho is 48 years old, okay? Omega is 35 years old, okay? So
yeah,
Omega is still about to pass his peak. Chris
yeah,
Jericho is down the slope. Of course, it's not going to be as clean as we want it to be, but
yeah,
at least he knows legally he can't use Wall of Jericho yet. You know what I'm saying? Sadly,
yeah,
he can't. So, you know, again, Cody and Dustin Rose, a lot of botch. They should have used the bionic elbow for sure.
yeah, or something
Young,
something for memory of because at the end they ended up being like kind of like a big family, you know, happy family get together.
which builds up for the
So
next story that's going to happen on their next pay per view in June. So I'm excited for that too. Them versus the Young
yeah,
Bucks,
that's
that's
gonna be
going to
great.
be
Yeah,
that
that's gonna
yo.
be good.
You're definitely going to see these elbows. You know what I'm saying? You're definitely going to see
Yeah,
something. So so the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros definitely was a hell of a match. Few botch here and there, but it compared to like what they put their body through, dude, they went
yeah,
over 24 minutes. That's
yeah.
amazing. That was
And
like,
you seen the sequence that
yes.
Phoenix and one
Oh,
of the I forgot which one switched, but one of the Young Bucks had it was that's normally done inside in the ring, normally in Mexico and stuff, but they did it outside and it's like was performed like to a T, which is ridiculous.
oh, oh. When Nick or Matt was holding them, and they just did the flip in the slam at the end, the finishing move. Is
No,
that what?
no, I think it was almost basically like 1/3 into the match. The
Right.
Phoenix flew out, and there was one of the Young Bucks outside. They basically like did how you call it? they basically had like a sequence that they at the end of the sequence they had a drop kick on both of them had a drop kick together, and they like
Mm-hmm,
stare down to each other. And but that's normally that sequence is normally done either in Lucha or in New
mm-hmm.
Japan. They normally like copy each other and they like stare down as like kind of like a sign of respect, sort of.
Oh, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
get more audience into it. Now, the Lucha
yeah.
brother of Ray Phoenix and as well Pentagon
Pentagon.
Jr.
Yep.
Yo, fire. Yo.
Yeah.
And sadly, from that match, they're injured. So they're going to be missing a lot of shows that they were booked for. I'm not sure if you heard the news, but
True. But
some,
hopefully,
some
I
matches,
don't know.
like in
Hopefully they
Texas,
show up. Yeah.
the Texas
But
match,
I
I
think
heard.
they should be okay for August. I hope they're good for August because they're coming down to Providence. So, well, Pawtucket. But hopefully
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. They
they
were
come.
the flyer that you showed me. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know if they'll be able to make it because like from the Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho again, we definitely touched real quick on that. That was the longest match of the show, but the reason it was
yeah.
that long because the end result was that Chris Jericho did beat Kenny Omega, right, with the
And I
Judas
think this
effect.
was the. I think this was the third match they've had together because I think two
Two of them
in
was
the
in
third.
Japan.
Yeah, two of them were Japan. The first one was kind of a surprise attack. The second one, I think Kenny won, so they were 1-1, and now this one Chris Jericho won because they were
So,
saying he couldn't like finish the job, so he was able to finish the job, but okay finisher, but that's just me. But
leave the Judas
but
effect alone.
it's not as bad as John Cena's new finisher. You seen it?
What? Okay.
John Cena. No. His because he's gonna be. I don't know if you know. I don't want to burst your bubble, but John Cena's gonna be healed pretty soon. You know that, right?
I don't give a damn.
And he's gonna his finish is kind of like a punch to the face, but it's like he holds it up and just like basically punches you and like knock you out, similar to like what Big Show's knockout punch, but John Cena's knockout punch,
Oh,
which
why?
is yeah,
The man still
yeah. So
bench
that's what's gonna
press
be.
over 1,000 pounds. Like, why is he gonna?
Yeah,
Whatever. John Cena is not even part
yeah,
of our topic.
yeah,
Let's put that for another time.
yeah. No,
But at the end
but
of the
this
match,
finish was crazy. Yeah,
at the
Mr.
end,
John Moxley.
John Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose, going to the
Yeah.
ring, giving a good. It's not called the good deed. It's called DDT. Okay, that's
Nope.
what they're calling it. DDT.
Yeah.
He did it to Chris Jericho. He did it to the ref, and Omega was like, "You're not gonna do it here." They went out of the stage, and he
Nope.
did it right on one of the poker chips, which was freaking awesome.
Yep. He did. That he basically either I think he suplexed them over or he pushed them over and he landed. He broke a couple of tables in the bottom, falling down from the chips, which is incredible. And
Yo,
everything went black. The feed went after that was crazy. Like that's probably the best finish of a pay
dude,
per view ever.
I didn't even know. Yo, his real name is Jonathan Good. Okay, that's his real name.
Hmm.
I did not
Yeah.
know this man had a Twitter account. Okay, that's how crazy this
No,
is. He has a
he changed it to John Moxley. You know that, right?
but
After he changed from Dean Ambrose after he
Dean
got
Ambrose
like
didn't have
released or
no,
whatever.
no. Dean Ambrose never had an Twitter account. This is the thing. John Moxley did back in 2012. I just checked it.
Hmm.
It was back in 2012. Never been used. I guess stuff was deleted, right? John Moxley being an
Yeah, well, I think
official, the video that they posted, the promotion for this,
that was crazy.
wow, oh,
And you seen the Japan one that he's going there. I think 625 or 626 next
yes,
month.
he's the newly
Crazy.
acquired for the New Japan. Yes, I
Yeah,
know. That's crazy.
yeah.
I don't
Which
know
is
what else to say, but yo, he is definitely a must because he's still young.
nuts.
He's about 36 years old. Kenny Omega's 35. Cody Rhodes is about in his mid 30. So you could have a
Yeah,
crazy triple threat match with these three. You could have a big match between Kenny Omega, build a great story.
He
The
still
re
got business to do with Chris Jericho too.
of
So
what?
he still got he still got business with Chris Jericho.
Oh,
Because when he was in the Shield, he
forget the
fought
Shield.
Chris
That doesn't
Jericho. Now,
exist anymore.
no, but I'm just
And
saying.
so,
So when he but it falls all the way back when he started on the Shield when it was a list of Jericho. He wrestled him then I think for the Intercontinental. Then now he's
the
basically
Ambrose Asylum
John.
match.
Yeah. So
That-
but John Moxley, I'm telling you, I think he might when he goes to Japan. I think he will be the new leader of the Bullet Club.
oh, whoa, 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 whoa!
Him,
That's jumping the gun. Whoa, 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 whoa!
no, him.
Let
So
the story build.
you'll
Let
see.
them.
I'm telling
Uh,
you today,
on the first
day
episode,
one on
that's
podcast.
you're really predicting this right now. John Moxley is
Yep,
gonna lead
he
the
will
Bullet Club
be. Yep,
over Kenny. Really,
yep. Kenny
really.
Omega's not Bullet Club. I mean the Japan one, not the United States one. With Gods of Destruction,
Mm-hmm.
to Watanga, he will be their leader. You'll see.
That's a bold statement,
Yep.
my good friend. That is a bold statement. But now let's talk about this real quick because we got a few more minutes, right?
Yep.
How awesome was that they got so much positive feedback from current WWE wrestler? How awesome that people were giving prop to JR, to the matches, to like we're talking about Sasha
Production,
Banks.
everything.
We're
Yeah.
talking about Sasha Banks, Big E. We're talking about Renee. Didn't say anything because I know she was
Yeah,
gonna be a
she.
super.
Have you seen the
Um,
memes? The memes of Renee, like it was hilarious. Those were
I
hilarious.
did. How about not? I yeah. Roman Reigns posted something on his
Yeah.
Facebook, and then freaking Glow. What's her name again? Naomi said something about the production. There was a Peyton Royce from
Yeah.
Iconic. Her
Well,
boyfriend
because she's dating
Sean
it's the
Spencer, I
best.
think.
Yeah,
No,
Sean Spears,
Sean
the
Spears.
perfect 10. Yep.
That's he's still going with the perfect 10.
No, but you know,
No,
it's
no, 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 no.
Sean
Yo,
Spears.
we
No.
cannot miss the
Formerly known as
two.
the perfect 10.
Ty
No,
Dillinger,
formerly known as.
as Ty
Yep.
Dillinger. I got you,
Yep.
but
Yep.
he is now Sean Spear, and currently he's unofficial with AEW,
Yep.
according to
I think
Newsfeed.
he's kind of like a mercenary wrestler. He like I know he's done different shows throughout different promotions and stuff.
I'm
So
glad.
I think he might keep doing that.
Because if
Yep.
he's able to pull a Drew McIntyre, who left
Oh yeah.
WWE, work his butt off, and then came back with vengeance, yo, he's gonna
Yeah.
be a beast. He's gonna be a beast.
Imagine, you know how Drew McIntyre went from like normal looking. He's a big dude, but normal looking to like Diesel now. And
Yep,
I
yep,
think
yep.
same thing with Sean Spears. Sean Spears might do the same thing, or he might build more followers, or maybe develop his character better, and be able to return back to WWE. You know who kind of they try to do that, but it went too much and they got way too big.
Who?
The guy that did the Rosebuds,
Rosebuds, rosebuds.
he had party. He's what's his name? Adam Rose. Adam Rose.
Oh,
He used to come with a bunch of people, and like he had the bunny. Remember?
oh, the
Now
not. I forgot what was the name
he
of the Outcast or something like that that they had.
no. He wasn't part of the Outcast, the social Outcast. He wasn't part of them. He was by himself, and when he's just coming. You know what? No Way Jose comes in with a bunch of people and like has a party. He was
Oh,
before No Way Jose. I think it's Adam Rose, and he used to have like one of the people coming with him was like a white bunny, a guy dressed up in a bunny. So now he like I guess he became a meathead, but now he looks like one of the he belongs like as a bouncer in a club. Like he's way too big. You should look him up on your spare time. He's ridiculous. Like he got way too big for going back to wrestling.
I mean, like
But that's what happened. Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. That's happened with Sasha. Sasha is definitely doing what she needs to do to rebuild herself. And if the contract
yeah,
doesn't work well for her, I know I'm bringing her up a lot, but she is She's
Yeah.
so far a possibility of leaving WWE.
Hmm.
Nia Jax is in the gym hitting it hard. I
Yeah,
don't
she's
know
coming
if,
back. That's
but the question is she coming back slimmer or is she just going to be
she
more
shouldn't. She shouldn't. She
okay?
it's. I'm glad that WWE it's not promoting people that are like like full figure females rather than just a
Facts.
standard blonde, like a stereotypical old school wrestling. So at least you have somebody like her. She could be basically like not, quote unquote a monster amongst female, but she still could be beautiful in her own way. But she still be like very strong and powerful as a champion as well. So
That's
the only thing she
facts.
just needs to basically train a little bit more in her wrestling skills. Then she'd be all set. Like she has a full package after that.
But the thing is, in order for her to be that flexible, she does have to drop a few pounds.
Yeah, but you have, for example, like Tamina's not as big as her, but Tamina
She's
has
old,
skill moves. No, but she has some skill
but
while
old.
being a bigger female. Yeah, she's old, but yeah, but I don't think like she should stay how she is, but she become I guess more athletic and have more wrestling moves altogether.
I fair enough to that. So, with
Yeah.
that being said, right, with both SmackDown and Raw being posted up this week, all right, let's be honest.
Yep.
Which of the two is so far the A show, and which one is the B show?
I think SmackDown's the B. It's the A show, and Raw is the B show. Because Raw, 3 hours is too long for wrestling, and we don't have enough. Well, let me start saying 3 hours is too long for Raw wrestling. If SmackDown had 3 hours, they have enough talent to fill the 3 hours rather than Raw filling the 3 hours.
But the
So
thing,
they could have utilized, for example, Raw could utilize 205 live in their 3 hours rather than SmackDown after SmackDown goes off live. It's 205 live, so that's something that Vince McMahon should consider.
well, I mean, I give you props about including the 205 to the main roster because they need this type of push. They need
Yeah.
like to be tagging along. It's like when you play like Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? That you send out your weakest
Yep.
monster first. You switch it out with your strong one, so that way they get the
Yep.
experience point. Definitely agree with you on that. The thing is that 3 hours seems to be a little bit unreasonable unless if it's a pay per view match. Because think about this:
Yeah.
Becky Lynch is about to do an appearance, an hour and a half, and she's calling it a mini pay per view event. Why is that? Because
Yeah.
it's the abuse of time and not the proper utilization of their talent to make it an A show. Raw is only a show because of the past generation, the Attitude Era, the Golden Era, and the New Era. Because of those three type of series is the only reason why Raw is relevant. But you're saying SmackDown is more of a flagship
SmackDown
against
is.
Raw. I agree because talent like Charlotte
Yeah.
Flair, New Day, and AJ Styles made the show what it is today. Now, how they build up from that is hard, but one thing for sure, SmackDown is a land of opportunity. I love that promotion. It's still valid because that's the only reason why you have a new acquirement like Drew McIntyre to the team, but
Yeah.
the tag team division is weak. Is weak.
And what in SmackDown?
In SmackDown, losing the Uso, it was a
Yeah,
big.
but now the SmackDown's tag team it's not validated, but it's a little bit better now that Daniel Bryan and Rowan are the champions. So you have somebody to basically bring a little bit more prestige to the title, and you still got, for example,
Prestige. Whoa,
you
whoa,
still
whoa, whoa, whoa. What? Yo,
yeah,
we're luckily that they didn't even change the color of the belt yet to be wooden and plastic, dude. Really? Like,
not but that could happen. You never know. But
I
you still
mean,
got, for example, you still got tag teams that are not being used that could
insanity for an example.
be the
Come
roster. For
on.
example, the Viking Sanity. You still got on Sanity. Do you have what's the name? The Viking Experience. They haven't been on TV for a while. They just
But
relinquished
they're
the
raw,
NXT
though.
title. Well, you don't know about the wild card and if that's still in place. the wild card
I
role.
understand for the Uso because bringing the Uso back to SmackDown, right, is one of the
Yeah.
best recovery they could have done from their stupid shakeup after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Okay, because New Day, Uso, right? Then if
Mm-hmm.
you work with Insanity plus what was that tag team that we saw in the pre-show?
Oh, Shelton and Jinder
No
or Heavy
no the other
Machinery.
one. Yes,
Heavy Machinery. Yeah,
Heavy
they're
Machine.
good.
You work with them, yo. SmackDown tag team
Yeah,
will be like awesome
and
because
you're still forgetting about the B team. You're still forgetting about who else?
B team.
Yeah,
I purposely did not mention them. They
that
buried
they
them. That is a discrimination for a tag team right now. They
yeah.
yo man. Oh, think about this, right? If Fandango and Tyler
Tyler Breeze,
Breeze were still
crazy.
together, it would have been yo. They were supposed to be the next SmackDown champion. Did you
Yeah,
know that? But
yeah.
because of a concussion, they were not able to follow through with the story. That's a
But
good example of not taking
I
opportunity when
think
they
that
should.
true. But I think the SmackDown's champions
It's
better
great.
than the Raw champions
Oh, that's great. No, I
because
definitely agree.
Zack Ryder. You have Zack Ryder and Hawkins. Really? Like imagine Survivor Series. SmackDown's gonna take him.
but
SmackDown's
but
gonna destroy him.
but that's why you bring in the Vikings. That's why you should bring the Undisputed Era. That's why you should bring the Street on Profit to the show because they need like
Yeah,
someone who's fresh to be able to make it good. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
The
But
thing
they
they
don't.
could do is do maybe next Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, bring the Undisputed Era up, but split the four amongst the two
I mean,
like
like
TV shows.
we should not wait so long for the Rumble. Could just wait for SummerSlam or
You
Survivor.
but you're gonna deplete NXT, so NXT is not gonna have anything.
No, NXT is good. I'm glad you brought up NXT because yo, they're having their 25th takeover pay per
Yeah.
view. Have you ever been disappointed with any of their pay per view yet? I haven't.
No, that I feel like they have better pay per views than the main
2 hours
roster
long.
does.
2 hours
It's
long.
yep.
About 5 cards into the match, and it's still freaking awesome. Like, come on. Like,
And when they have the well, I forget the name of them. The something games. The when they have the cage, two rings together, and they,
oh, I
something
just talked.
games. I forgot the name of them. But
No, keep going, keep going. I'm gonna bring it up because I
yeah, but
remember
so
I
that
spoke about
those
this.
those matches are even better than anything. Hell in a Cell, like those matches are better because you have normally two to four tag teams going against each other, and they just been destroying it. Like last year, it was War Raiders, now known as Viking Experience. You had AOP. That's another team that we forgot about. AOP. They haven't been on TV in a while too.
But whose fault is that though?
So true, but they haven't been on TV. I think Maverick. They just I don't know. They just didn't know what to do with them. But that's another team that there's been in the shadows for
It's
now.
called War
And you
Room.
have the Franken. Yeah, but then you also have the also weird Franken team. Even though I know Sheamus is out, but Cesaro's new look. I don't know how I feel about it, but that's something else. But then you have Cesaro and Sheamus when they come back as a tag team.
That's
So that
gonna
should
die
be
out because of the injury. It's not gonna be that
yeah
validated for them to become the bar again. You know what I'm saying? Because sooner or later, Sheamus
yeah
can be promoted to be something else. You know what I'm saying? But AOP
yeah.
buried. Who else did you mention? The Vikings not being utilized. Who else?
Oh, it's
Like
sorry, it's the War Games. That's what it was.
I thought it was called the War
The War
Room.
Games. NXT War Games.
Oh, is it called?
No, it was the War Games. That's when they have the cage. Yeah, it was the War Games when they have the cages and stuff inside the ring.
Okay. So like stuff like that,
Yeah.
my friend,
Yeah.
it's just like I feel like NXT brings great talent to the main roster. Who ruins this type of stuff
Yep.
is just the authority. Unfortunately, it's the
Yeah.
authority. They do not give a damn
Yep.
about these people at whatsoever or their pocket. It's just sad to say this, but it is true. But
Yeah.
NXT 25th Takeover is definitely going to be hot. Why is it going to be hot?
It is.
Because we have matches that is going to blow your mind. And it's this upcoming Saturday, June 1st. We're starting off, right? The first match is Matt Riddle, the King of Bros, versus Roderick Strong. My money is on Riddle to go
That's.
over Strong.
I think Roderick Strong will, and he will take it. He's gonna
You
work.
think he's gonna bury the King of Bros?
Riddle doesn't have any shoes. I'm sorry.
You think he's gonna bury the King of Bros?
Yes, because I think he's gonna work. If he, because they haven't pushed him too much, and Roderick Strong needs to win, and not in order to stay in undisputed era, but he needs to win because Adam Cole's been kind of bullying him, and he's like an add-on to the group, so he needs to win to redeem himself to the group. But I think he's gonna work over the fact that the other guy doesn't have any shoes. He's gonna do a lot of foot stomp and basically do like I don't know ankle lock or something. Basically like wrestling rather than
Mm-hmm.
just like he's gonna be targeting his legs, and I think he will win with basically with like his finisher. I think it might be like a neck breaker or something, like a suplex to a neck breaker. So he's gonna be working over the neck, and he's gonna be working over the the legs. So I picked Roderick Strong to for the win.
I picked the King of
And
Bros over Strong due to the matter is that by him going over, it give him more of a push to either become the next North American champion or to have a better target of going after Adam Cole if he wins the NXT champion.
yeah,
That's just
yeah,
my pick for that match.
I
So
feel I feel that if he wins, your your pick. If he wins, he will
Riddle.
win by DQ. Yes, he will win by DQ if he wins.
Damn.
Because the undisputed era, the DQ, but it's either gonna be Adam Cole or it's gonna be one of the guys from undisputed. They're gonna get caught, and something's gonna happen. So either he's gonna win by straight up pin or submission,
Hmm.
or it's gonna be DQ. But I really don't want Riddle to win because it's just not enough story there. And Riddle, I feel like I don't even see that his tweets when Brock Lesnar won the title, the not the title, sorry, the briefcase. He was like, "Oh, I want that. That's my dream match. You get anytime, bro. Like that would be a better match. Matt Riddle with Brock Lesnar. That'd be hilarious. That'd be
it,
the funniest thing ever.
it would be funny, but it's never gonna happen. Alright, so
Yeah,
follow to that on the card is for the vacant tag team championship. We have Undisputed Era versus the Street Profits versus the Forgotten Son, and also versus Oni and Branch, Danny Brunch. Now, my
Danny
pick,
Burch. Yep.
I think the Forgotten Son definitely could win this match because they go
They're the
by
dark horse of the show.
because they could go by the free bird rules that you don't know which of the
Mm-hmm.
three will be performing. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
True.
fighting. Excuse me. We're not calling it
Yeah,
performance.
and
They're
if they have,
athletes.
I forgot their I forgot their name, but if the leader of the Forgotten Sons wrestles and
Mm-hmm.
somebody else, the guy that used to be tag teams with Buddy Murphy,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, if them two pair up, they could win it
Okay. I mean, that's a
because the
possibility.
leader, yeah, the leader, it's incredible. He's huge. He got a bunch of power moves, and he's able to like take anybody from the against the other three. He could take him on and by himself. Like he's a beast.
Facts.
But I think I honestly, I honestly